welcome to Hops and Highways. We are here to unpack the news from the week and share some best practices. But first, we always start by talking about the beer we're drinking. It's very important. So this week I have Essential Waters Vanilla Bean Stout. It's obviously a stout. It's aged in bourbon barrels, and it combines both bourbon taste and vanilla, two of my favorite flavors. So very exciting to have in a beer. Dormie, what do you have?
I am drinking a Cocoa Espresso Milk Stout by Single Speed Brewing, and it's called Tip the Cow. And if you know me, I love cows. This beer is pretty good. I'm not a big stout person, but I would drink it.
See, that's where we differ. She likes her IPAs. I like my stout, so I probably would love that beer. So next week I'll probably have to have an IPA to make sure that I, try your beers. Well, cheers, Dormie, to another week.
Cheers.
So over the last 2 weeks, Congress, they have been really busy in Washington trying to come up with some kind of agreement on an infrastructure package. Democrats, Republicans, not easy for them to agree on anything. But on top of working on Biden's sweeping $2 trillion American jobs infrastructure plan, Congress also needs to provide a framework for a new surface transportation authorization bill, which expires September 30th of this year. That FAST Act that fuels the Highway Trust Fund was reauthorized for 1 year last September, and not knowing what the future looks like for that funding mechanism is causing some uncertainty for road building contractors who really can't properly bid on projects long-term without knowing how much federal money they have to spend.
But there is some good news, though. Senator Shelley Moore Capito and Senator Tom Carper indicated that they may see a markup for the new surface transportation bill by next week. So Capito said that the legislation includes what people in the construction industry have asked for. She says it gives permitting relief in terms of time and gives a robust formula for funding to have flexibility in planning to make sure our highway dollars are being spent wisely as possible.
So the overall package is expected to be another 5-year plan with $300 billion inside of that. Biden and congressional leaders are pushing forward to come to agreement on the policy. The next step will be determining how to pay for it. And Senator Capito said that the policy needs to drive the numbers, and since Congress has not decided on the policy, they're just still deciding on how to pay for it.
She said that they are looking at innovative ways on how to pay for this plan, including user fees and repurposing some of those COVID dollars. Capito added that if and when they get a bipartisan agreement with the president, the surface transportation bill would fold into that. So let's drink to forward progress.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
So further kind of exacerbating the need to fund our infrastructure is the recently closed Hernando de Soto I-40 bridge, which crosses the Mississippi between Arkansas and Tennessee. And if you haven't heard about this bridge, there was found a huge crack in the bridge that was visible back in 2016 that has been missed for the last 5 years. So that's crazy. The bridge was shut down over a week ago, and since truckers can't cross that vital artery, they have to take like an 8-minute detour, which is said to cost the industry $2.4 million a day in delays. But that cost is really nothing compared to the total cost of the structurally deficient bridges across the nation.
You're right. And according to the American Road and Transportation Builders Association, 1 in 3 bridges in the United States are currently structurally deficient. At this current pace, it would take nearly 40 years to repair this current backlog of structurally deficient bridges. The estimated cost to repair or replace these 45,000 bridges in need of repair, based on average price data from the U.S. Department of Transportation, would be $41.8 billion.
What that really means is that Americans are driving across these bridges that are in badly need of repair 171 0.5 million times a day. That's 171.5 million times a day that Americans could lose their lives on these bridges if they collapse. And the cost of doing nothing to repair these bridges would be even higher if that had happened. As years go on, the likelihood of these bridges failing increases, and with that, the chance of catastrophe and loss of life. It's scares like the Hernando Soto bridge that really bring home the need to do something about our infrastructure now before it's too late. And we really want to cheers to that and hope someone is listening who cares. Cheers.
Cheers. So we're heading into Memorial Day, and with that, it's the unofficial or official start to summer. And we want to make sure that you are going to work safely out there this year. Warmer weather and plenty of daylight make summer a busy season for all of us. But with hotter temperatures and longer days come increased health and safety risks. Here are 8 common sense tips to help you keep your team on the job this summer long.
So first, you need to drink more, and not beer, unfortunately. You need to drink more fluids like water. They are going to be your best defense against the heat. And make sure that all workers on the job site have water on hand, and keep your coolers full for refills. If water isn't really your thing, you can squeeze in some lemon or lime or flavoring, or opt for sports drink that also replenish electrolytes when you sweat.
The next tip is to eat right. So high-fat, greasy meals like burgers and fries really weigh you down, and your body uses more energy to digest those foods. So choose a light and filling meal like a sandwich, salad, or fruit that both curbs hunger and helps you stay alert.
You're also going to want to try and dress light. So in addition to the required PPE that you need to be wearing, try to wear clothing that's light colored under it, that's loose and breathable as well. It will reflect sunlight and make it easier for the heat to escape, keeping you cool as you work. For further protection, wear a hat or sunglasses and reapply that sunscreen throughout the day.
And rest up. Really give your body a time to heal and energize for the days ahead, allowing you to handle the heat better. Aim for at least 8 hours a night to make sure you get enough REM sleep. It may help to make your bedroom dark and cool. Use curtains and fans if necessary. So let's cheers to having good, restful sleep.
Cheers. I need that. So, well, it's not really possible in the road building industry as we have hard deadlines to hit, but you still need to try and plan your jobs to work during the cool morning hours or into the evenings. I know there's a lot of night work going on, but sometimes you have to work during the day, and that's when it's hottest. So you want to make sure you're scheduling breaks and indoor work time if possible during the hottest part of the afternoon between noon and 3.
And in addition to that, make sure you take breaks. Step away from the job periodically to keep cool and avoid overheating. If there's no natural shade on your job site, provide some for your workers with umbrellas or an awning. To get most out of a break, stay outside rather than retreating into the air conditioning. Radical shifts from hot to cold, back to hot again, make it harder for your body to adjust.
So we have another big one here, and that's to pay attention, not just to yourself, but to your coworkers. As you're working, be mindful of how you're feeling and keep an eye out for others. Heat-related illness, it hits fast and without much warning, and it really can be deadly. So we have some symptoms you can look for that are a sign of heat-related illness, and make sure that you bring workers that show these signs into the shade, and if necessary, call 911. So if they have hot skin without sweating, if they look really, really tired, vomiting or nausea on the job site, if they have heat cramps, accelerated heart rate, slurred speech, mental confusion, if their body temperature reaches 104 degrees or higher, or if they lose consciousness, obviously call 911.
And finally, talk it out. So educate your employees on heat safety so they know what to look for in themselves and others. We'll post a link to the Toolbox Talk you can use as a refresher on heat exhaustion and stroke causes, symptoms, prevention, and treatment. So summer safety isn't rocket science, but a reminder of the basics never hurt, particularly at the start of the season.
So that's all we have for you today, and actually for season 1 of Hops and Highways. This is going to be our last episode for the summer. We've been coming to you almost every week since October, covering road building news, best practices, and sharing stories with experts from across the country on the status of our industry. And as your work starts to pick up, we're going to be coming to you less frequently because we don't want to jam up your news feed with news that isn't really relevant to you and that's kind of repetitive as we're waiting for an infrastructure bill. So we'll be bringing you newscasts throughout the summer as the status of the infrastructure bill changes, or if there's some big news or event that we want to share with you. We are always available if you have any specific questions you want answered or just to chat us. We're here for you, and we will see you as the construction industry slows down. And until then, please stay safe out there this summer. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Watch Hops and Highways live every Friday at 3 p.m. on Asphalt Contractors' Facebook page, or catch the replay on forconstructionpros.com/videos.